don't think that we have an obligation anymore, right, to open our doors to everybody who really doesn't respect what we're doing here. But at the same time, Anthony, I do think that we have opened our doors to everybody, right? We have allowed people from all over the world to come here, but at the same time, people have come to this country who don't necessarily appreciate or respect or even want to become really an American citizen. You want to be American because you want to use the resources, but you don't want to be American. You don't want to adopt the culture. So, and there's been a lot of pushback against people, from people who come from other countries who don't respect the American culture. And I just don't think that we have an obligation anymore, right, to open our doors to everybody who really doesn't respect what we're doing here. I think we need to turn the focus back onto American citizens. If you're an American citizen, we need to focus our attention on Americans, not necessarily on the immigrants, right? But for those people who come here and just want to use but don't necessarily share our same values, I don't think we have an obligation to them anymore.
You are a guest in this. If you are not an American citizen, you are a guest.
Absolutely.
Respect where you at.
Yes, sir.
And follow all the laws. I will leave it at that.
Follow the laws, respect where you're at. You know what I'm saying? I don't think our country has an obligation to allow people into our country who want to see our country be overran and taken over by their ideologies and supporting groups of people who are violently opposed to the United States. I just don't think we have an obligation to continue to allow these people into our country who are opposing, right, our culture and our way of life we've established here. And we don't have an obligation to that anymore.
You go to somebody's house, you respect
Yes,
their home.
Yes, sir.
And that's just basic common sense, in my opinion.
It's just, you don't go to somebody's house disrespecting and trashing, their house, their home, the culture they have in that home. You just don't do that. And I feel strongly about that, man. And at the same time, we know this is a land of immigrants, right? But it's not an open door to just come in, take over and be disrespectful at the same time. But we have people coming to our country who don't share those values, and I think that's a problem for our country. And it has to be dealt with. Get back to the point. I don't agree with the name calling, but I do agree that you got to come here and do it the right way.
Come to America the right way.